Welcome. Well, it's a new season. I don't know where to start, quite frankly, but here we are back at Steel Park for the start of the 25-26 season. I've been joined by Chairman Steve Noble and main sponsor Matty Ross. And as you'd expect, as professionalism goes, Stevie's getting caught because he's a very busy man. He is the chairman. Stevie, it's obviously been a busy summer for you. Things have happened. We're back at Steel Park. Are you looking forward to the new season?
Of course. Yeah, I mean, it's been hard work through the close season. I mean, the players get a rest, but, you know, the guys at the club don't. I mean, the guys out there, I keep saying it all the time, that we're fortunate with the volunteers we have got. We're still looking for more. But, you know, the guys are all in their 70s and they're out there in that heat still working. I worry about them, to be honest. But it's work that needs done. You know, if we want a nice ground and we want a good team, it takes hard work, you know, and loyalty, and we've got that. We've got that with a select few.
And obviously the team are already back. They started training 1st of July. It's usually the date when the team get together, but they've been out running rounds on the other pitch.
Yeah, they were all in here last night. I think, to exception, I think they were all here. So, get the hard yards. The more hard work they do here, the better for us at the start of the season. Any
other news that you need to pass on to the supporters, the fans out there that are going to be tuning into this and listening?
Well, we had the fans forum. I wasn't at the fans forum. I was away at that time. But there was a lot of positivity came out. So we have been listening to them, a lot of the points that came up. So we're working hard to try and put them into place before the start of the season. I think they'll see a few changes come. The first home friendly of the season, the Berkhamsted game, we're going to trial run a few things out before the season starts. But yeah, there's a few things that we want to do. I mean, we have to listen to the supporters. So they've come up with some, I think, relevant points. And if you don't listen to them, you're daft. You know, so, but sometimes it takes money and effort. You know, so there's a few things that we'll go back to them and see if they can help us with that.
I think there have been a few relevant facts brought forward by the fans. There's also been a few points made that we can learn from. I think certainly the media team announcing what they do more, so people are more aware of what goes on, because I think some of the media team were certainly battered at the end of the season. But, you know, that's the way it is. Listen to the fans, and if they've got an opinion, we'll listen to what they're saying.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we've got a good media team. I mean, the most positive thing, we were just outside talking about this now, about the podcasting. I think the podcasting has been one of the best things that's happened to the club, media-wise, in years. And a lot's happened off of the podcasting. Now, it's like everything else. The team gets better because if you add people to the team, you know, or the support, the volunteers get better if you add to it. It's the same with the media. It'll evolve. And I think we've took massive strides in the past couple of years. It can always be done better. But again, they're all volunteers, you know, so let's support the guys that are volunteers. Support them on the pitch, support them off the pitch, and support the media.
Talking of support, we need deep pockets, of course, to run a football team, and that's why I've got this man sitting next to me. So, Matty Ross, you are the man behind the logo on the front of the shirt, MR Industrial Services. You've been involved with the club for a very long time. You've been in and out of the club and with youth teams and first teams. Your name's up on the main stand. It looks fantastic. It looks good emblazoned on a shirt, of course. How proud are you as a Corby lad that your name's there?
I'm very proud. It's something that I've enjoyed doing over the last 4 years and longer. It's great to come up here with my family and support whenever I can. I'm busy. I love seeing the MR logos on all the tops from all over the world when people go on their holidays. It's proud. I'm proud of my town, and I'm glad that I can give a little bit back, especially with the football club.
It is an odd thing when you're walking around Asda, you see kids in football shirts, and you see MR on the front of it, or even just a badge, frankly, you know, Corby Town badge. But it's great, and it's not what it was back in the 80s, 90s, and early noughties. You know, it's tremendous. Kids are actually proud of their team because they come from the town.
No, it's great to see. No, it is great. Yeah.
And what else are you going to do for Corby Town coming up in the next season? Obviously, your name's still going to be on the shirts. Are you chipping in for a new shirt? Stevie's not mentioned to this question.
We've not had that chat. He asked me if I wanted to continue another year, and I said yes, we will. Like I say, I've enjoyed coming up here. Stevie is my uncle, so there's a bit of a family tie there. I enjoy taking my kids up. They're always good days. Yeah, always good. Always want to support my hometown.
Now, one of the big questions from the fans was, of course, could they have a new stand or a wheel-on, wheel-off stand behind the goal? It would seem a sensible thing. Looking at the numbers that came through on the last game of the season, have you got any thoughts on that? Would it be a sensible thing? Could you manufacture it?
We've looked into it. Yeah, we've put some costs to it, so it's something that we've talked about probably over a year now. Yeah, we've done a few bits around the club. This might be something we end up moving forward with. I think it's a good idea, especially in the worse weather, if you want to say. And maybe there's more conversation needing to be had on that.
And how do you feel about the way the season came to a conclusion? I mean, we're all fans. I think lots of us were saddened. Lots of us were really kind of disappointed and unhappy about that final game of the season, especially with it being on our own turf. But as a fan, as a supporter, and somebody behind the scenes, how did it make you feel?
Yeah, it was disappointing. We think, I believe this club should be way up the leagues. The support it's got, the talent that comes out of Corby, the sheer support. You don't see this in other league games and at this level. And I think we belong a lot higher. And I think it will happen. I think some very good positives last season, and I think it's geared up for a big season this season. So hopefully this is the one.
Excellent. You're not one for looking back at those kind of days out. It was great. There's so many people here, so many people from Corby, so many members of the community and the society around us. But have you parked it, or are you still thinking that's what it could be like on a good day?
It's not parked it. I think days like that drive you on, because I hurt that day. I go and watch football of all my life. I've never felt so disappointed. Because there's a lot. I know there are a lot of people round about the club and support for businesses in the town that supported us. There's a lot got put in there last season, and we were all disappointed. The whole club was flat. The first thing you've got to do is the first thing we did after it, when everybody went home. I sat with all the volunteers. We cracked open a couple of beers and sat and spoke about what we should be doing better. All of us. Not just the team on the park, everybody that's involved in the club. We have to try and do a little bit more. And we have, this thing with the fan forum so we've been proactive. Everybody's been proactive at the club. The sponsorship is increasing. Now, Mathew's just saying there's a sponsor of the club. I know what he's did over the years. Whenever we've been, I need a gate put up or the doors hanging off, or the main stand needed blasted and coated and all that, and then we had the high winds. There we had the high winds that knocked the sides off. If I went into his office the next day, there was guys up here straight away sorting it out. So it's not just the sponsorship, it's the support. Yeah, the tractor shed out there, they helped us with that. We have spoke about the stand, trying to get a stand at the back, and that's something I think the supporters could get their teeth into, because they'll benefit from it. There's a lot of things that that people in the town that we've got to learn from things. And we had nearly 3,000 people up here on that day. The hairs in the back of my neck. I'm a football man all my life, and the hairs in the back of my neck were standing on edge. I really was buzzing for that. And Gary's brought us that. The team's brought us that, and we've brought that team. So it's a collective. But we want more. And we've seen it. We know what it's like to get there. So we've got to raise our game, the whole club, includes me and everybody else at the club. If we raise our game, I'm sure at the end of the season we'll be celebrating. I've had managers in the past that have said to me, when you've just got beaten a cup final and you're standing there when I was a young lad, remember this, because this is what will drive you on. So there's a lot of things that we've got to learn. The most important thing again for me was we had nearly 3,000 people from Corby here. They've came through once. So that day when we play Berkhamsted, there'll be a pay what you want on the gate. We're going to try and put things in place for the kids and all that, because we want those people that came up and had the taster. We want not just for finals, if we can get them up here and see that we have that. I mean, Mathew doesn't need to come up here with his kids. He comes up here with the kids. They could go and support the teams or go to London, whatever, go to football games, they come up here, they like coming up here. The atmosphere from the kids in the town, for me, is the biggest thing going forward, because they'll be, like I was when I first came to Corby, you went up, it wasn't like the stadiums I went to in Glasgow, but it was your mates were there, and there was an atmosphere. There's an atmosphere now at the club with all these kids. We've got to put things on for the kids, bring the kids through the doors, and their grandparents and their parents will come and they'll follow them. So it's a big year for us, not just on the park, off the park, it's a big year.
Obviously, this is all about sponsorship and support and help to make the club have a bigger place in society and in the community here in Corby. And we've got lots of space at the club where we could put further sponsorship or advertising. And we've got the big shed, obviously, with the tractor in it. That's another huge area that could be sponsored. Obviously, the stand is sponsored. Both the stand, the main seating stand, and the stand behind the goal. So there's more opportunities for sponsors to come in. They just need to contact you at the usual email address.
Yeah, well, there's info at corbytown.co.uk. We've got Julie's at the back here. We've got a very good marketing team that are really helping us, and they've been really proactive with the sponsors we've already got, looking after the sponsors we've already got, because they're not easy to get, so you want to keep them. But so we're putting a lot of work into looking after them and trying to get more sponsors. And it spreads, like Mathew's brought a lot of sponsors into the club and people that he's met in businesses, and so has other people at the club. You know, so there's nothing better than word of mouth. The second best thing to word of mouth is these podcasts. You know, I keep saying it, that people like to watch them, you know, as long as they're positive and getting, well, Matthew's, I've tried to drag Mathew in here for a while. He just wants to do stuff and just get it, just do it. He'll say it off his desk, just get it done. Go and speak to him. Go and speak to him about getting drawings done for a stand. Go and speak to him, you know, and he does a lot in the background for a lot. Does it for boxing and all that in the town. I'm going to sing his praises because my nephew, but he does a lot in the town for a lot of different sports. And so it was a big plus for us today was getting him in here.
And it's great to see you. And obviously, as a fan, I'm not one for having people look down on me, but he does look down on me because he's a big fella. But but I mean, how does it feel when you walk through the gate with your kids and you're almost stepping into an arena that is practically yours?
Oh yeah, it's great. Like I say, it makes me feel proud. You know, it really does. And to back up what Stevie said a minute ago, I mean, I think with the sponsors that here and the social media that the club do, I think it's great. I think you get really good exposure. I think the podcasts have been good. I listen into them all the time. But yeah, I'd urge more local businesses to come and support your local club. You know, there's plenty of room, you know, and it's a business, the club. It needs to generate money to get better players or whatever it may be to get up them leagues. So yeah, I'd encourage more local businesses to get involved.
Do you have a signed Corby Town shirt behind your desk in your office?
I've got a few, to be honest. I get one every year off Stevie. They keep on getting bigger and bigger, running out of X's on them.
but it is something, we've got lots and lots of sponsors at the club, and it's another way of advertising the club, that if you go in to see, if you're getting your tyres changed or you're going up to see a solicitor and they've got a signed team picture or a shirt behind the desk or on display, it's a great piece of advertising just because it shows that you're committed to the club and that you're linked to the club in some way.
It also ticks boxes with social values. I mean, a lot of the clients that I work for in the construction industry, you need to be showing that. I've done it before all that come in, but yeah, it does tick some good boxes as well for my clients.
So is that something going forward we're going to be looking at with sponsors that they can advertise Corby Town in their particular buildings and workspaces?
I do it on my social media. I've got someone that looks after my social media in the business, and he does a good job of it. And we're always doing bits on Corby Town, whether it's promoting the games or results. We do it. I'm sure a few other companies that are on the boards, they do. Yeah, just need to get more of it.
Well, Julia's here in the background. She's staying in the background, but that's one of the things that they suggested to us, that you try and get interact with the social media channels within their businesses, and they do like it. You know, Matthew's got two massive. If you go along Brunel Road, you see me at MR, you see two big Corby badges. So that's advertising Corby Town. And there is other ones, there's quite a lot of them in the town that you see there that are proud of the photographs we'll give them, with the team photograph with the Corby thing and that one. So yeah, the more we can get at that, the better. I mean, the other thing that, that we are into is trying to engage with the schools. That's how I ended up at Corby Town when I first came to Corby. I got a free pass to come out to Corby Town. I got a packet of Golden Wonder Crisps and a carton of orange. Something for nothing. It was for Glasgow. We never had a lot. So it was something for nothing and getting free into a game. So yeah, we're really into. We're going to have a bit of a push and trying to get the schools to engage with us and trying, if the kids are in the schools and they want to come to Corby Towns, let's try and get them. I know we have mascots and that, but try and do a bit more for the schools. So the schools, if the schools will work with you, anybody will work with you. Because you must be doing something.
Yeah, it would be good to see some school teams turning up as mascots, because they're usually a Corby Town team, a Corby Kingswood, Corby Town team. So there's lots of those opportunities, and it's just about thinking and putting them forward and getting people involved. And as we've said, just to go back to the fact that what Stevie said earlier, if you want to contact Stevie or the club, use email address info@corbytown.co.uk. Best way to contact the club. We get I see lots of messages, especially on Instagram. I don't know why this is, for young lads that want to go and play for Corby. Some of them I would think probably know better, but can we talk about the youth system and how anybody can contact Corby Town to play in the youth teams, either girls or boys, or even the other teams that we have?
Yeah, we've got numerous teams, boys and girls and ladies. We've got disabilities. We've got walking football. We've got all sorts. But and we have the website. So there's contact details on the website. To be fair, the website is getting upgraded. That will be upgraded by the end of the month because it's basic at the moment. Pitch Hero is not the best. I can say that on here. Don't care whether Pitch Hero here or not, but they're not the best. So that's been. For me, is one of the letdowns for the businesses that we've had. We'll put you on the website and it's not. Some of them get taken off. You get up the next day and it's disappeared off Pitch But this new one that's sponsored by the league, it'll be in place by the end of the month, which will help us again. But it'll help us because the first place that people go to when they want to look up Corby Town is a website.
What, before social media, you think?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes, they do.
I would have thought social media that's what everyone goes to first now.
But Corby Town's website, that's a slip of the tongue, but should have all the details of the club there. Now, it won't give you everything about sponsorship and whatever, but it'll give you the fundamentals of the club. What teams we've got, the contact details for all, and it should have that. So any club that's looking up Corby Town or any player will look on my website first for details. And then all the social media will show you all the activity that happens week to week and day to day at a club. But the website's got to be good. I mean, any club, if you look up a lot of clubs, you're not
naming one, are you?
I wouldn't name them. But there is clubs out there that their website is good. And there's Pitch Hero. I defy anybody to find a good Pitch Hero site, and that's unfortunately we were sort of tied with that by the league. But they have listened, a bit like listening to the fans, they've listened to the teams, and that's getting a massive upgrade. So the information, getting back to what you were asking, if people want to, can I get a game? I get loads on my phone, from kids finishing with clubs, and we pass everyone on to the first team manager, who makes contact with them then and then tells them procedures. We get it all year. But for the younger kids, it's basically contacting the person that deals with that age group and take it from there.
And there is some information still on the website regarding that. So, I mean, you're right. The website is a great launch pad. It's probably the first place to go to. But from that, if you want day-to-day information, follow the social media sites and you'll get updated with what's happening at the club day by day, and whatever's been posted, especially when the season's in full swing. Not so much at the moment, it's closed season, but there'll be more coming, obviously. But I'm not too sure what more we can offer the fans of Corby Town here on today, but I will say, unless you've got anything else you want to chip in.
No.
Excellent. In that case, well done for joining us here at Corby Town TV. Hit the like button, the follow button, the notification button, and all of that usual stuff that you get here by watching this wonderful broadcast. And stay tuned for more information and news in the future. My name's Chuck. This is Corby Town TV with Stevie Noble and Matty Ross. Thanks very much.